Hi everyone, Julia here with Biggie and the Cats, recording this July 21st, 2023, and just wow, right? I was thinking about the Lgbtq whatever, and exactly whatever, I mean seriously, what you do with your lower chakras is between you and you. And it doesn't need to be how we define ourselves. It just makes no sense at all to define ourselves according to our sexual preference. It's just insane. We're all divine creator beings, bottom line. And we were either born male or female or hermaphrodite. And, and how we identify with respect to our sensual desires, I guess you could say, shouldn't be the forefront of how we present ourselves. And it's just the way everything's been pushed since the 1950s, just push the families further apart, bring in all this alternative weird stuff that people used to keep under wraps, and really everyone should keep their sex life under wraps. And it shouldn't be the most important thing in a relationship and the beginning of a relationship. You know, we have it all backwards. And it's just too focused on, and it's just ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous how things are going with that. And of course it's an agenda to divide and conquer. And of course people buy into it because we have all the backdrop people or NPCs. This place is just so beautiful. Wow. And making sure things get steered that way. But man, it's time to really wake up. Not be woke, but awakened to all this madness. And anyone who will still put their children in public schools with all that's going on, wow. This is the time to make a sacrifice for your children. Because putting your children in public schools is child sacrifice. And, not only do they get the indoctrination to be an obedient slave, and now they're, confusing them. And, it's just wrong. It's sad. And, every individual, especially those with young children, has to take a stand. And it's okay that people are different and everyone's not the same, but man, why does everything have to revolve around people's sexual preferences? It's just insane. This whole pronoun thing, I'm so glad I'm not in the public school system anymore teaching, because I would be raised in hell. I probably would get fired. But, we have to move up our chakras, up through the sacral, into the solar plexus, and into the heart. And, if we're living from our heart, we're not going to try to identify ourselves with our lower chakras and those desires. So, it's just all messed up. It's a total deliberate agenda. It's quite serious because people's lives are getting ruined, and of course it's just separating people more and more and tearing the family apart more and more. And we just need to get back to it, back to traditional roles in a sense, and some common decency and some privacy and just not too much information all the time, It's just so silly, There's even places, schools that have litter boxes for students that identify as being a cat or some other animal. And, it's just gotten silly. It's like, is this real? Is this real? And it's not, of course. It's all a show for us to learn. But in the meantime, people are getting interrupted on their paths with so much major BS about all this stuff. It's just not how we need to identify ourselves. We should not have any pronouns if we're going to go that way and just all be people. But yeah, just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that. It's a big topic these days, but LG, whatever. It's just LGBTQ, whatever. It's just silly and wrong. And find a way to get your kids away from all that. And turn off the news and even some of these podcasts that try to inform us. We have to be very selective of what we let go into our minds. We need to be aware of what's going on, but we don't need to focus on it. Best thing to do is focus on our little reality bubble and have the ripple effect with that. Set examples, because it's the age of information and we have the most ignorance ever. And information's there. If people want to learn it, it's up to them. But you can take a horse to water and you can't make them drink. So that's just how it is. So the best thing to do is create an awesome reality for you and your surroundings and your closest people with you. And like I said, have the ripple effect with that, and be aware and devise strategies and tactics to deal with these things, especially if you have children, because it's a big topic and it's serious and everyone just wants to laugh it off. But man, what is it going to be next? So I just see it all as a big show. I don't put a lot into it. It's up to each individual to decide how they want to deal with all this. But if you want to really look at it, you'll see that it's just yet another divide and conquer tactic from the parasites that be. So, yeah, I say just focus on being an awesome human, a divine creator being, and forget all about the pronouns. I am. Just I am. It's just so silly. Do we even need pronouns? What's up with that? Alright, everyone. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Remember to stay focused on what you want and help others if you can. Ciao, ciao.